Alright, here it is. This is the video that has been the most demanded by all of you. Let's jump into where to play Pokemon Go Fest NYC City Edition. I'm going to break it down by the type of Pokemon Go player that might be joining us for Go Fest this August. There are so many different places that you can play. It kind of depends on what your play style is. First up is the family. The family is probably the parents with a young kid or kids. The kids aren't maybe the most hardcore players, and the parents enjoy playing the game with their kids. You're not going hardcore, you're not like doing raid trains. It's mostly just y'all playing casually. You know, you don't really spend all that much extra money in the game, maybe, except to buy Go Fest tickets, which is awesome, because if you're spending money in the game, this is probably the one event that I would spend money for. For the family, what I would recommend is a couple things. One, Central Park is pretty decent. There is a Central Park Zoo, which is very small. It's right off of 5th Avenue, close to like 63rd-ish, 63rd, 64th-ish Street. I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. If you want to do a casual walk through like the Central Park Zoo and then maybe walk around the park itself for a little bit, then yeah, that's a pretty solid day. If you're a little bit more adventurous and you want like a larger area to walk around with your family, I would recommend taking the train all the way up, and by train I mean subway, taking that all the way up to the Bronx Zoo. The Botanical Garden is also there, but Bronx Zoo is gonna be plenty for you. I have been there, I played Pokemon Go there. There are plenty of stops. You're probably not gonna do a lot of raids there. Typically there's not that much raid activity. The Bronx Zoo is an amazing place to walk around with the family. There are so many little exhibits to see, so many animals to check out. It's pretty awesome, and the fact that it's located right here in the Bronx is pretty dope. Another recommendation I have, which is sort of the opposite direction of where the Bronx Zoo is, would be Coney Island and the New York Aquarium. As you can see, they are very far. You can take the train all the way to basically to the end of the line and get out at Coney Island. I honestly like the New York Aquarium. I think it's pretty cool. It's not super big or anything like that, but it's a solid aquarium. Plus, you can walk along the boardwalk. There's lots of things to check out there. And if you're interested, Coney Island, of course, is an iconic location. And there are plenty of Pokestops here as well, and gyms. Gym activity, again, is like, generally speaking, in New York, if you are going to the outer boroughs, which would be Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, you're probably, well, you definitely aren't going to get as much activity as you would get in Manhattan. I can say that definitively. Like, I've played in all of the boroughs at this point, and I can definitively say that you're gonna get more activity in Manhattan than you do in the outer boroughs. Maybe as a family of trainers, your goal isn't to grind as hard as possible in Manhattan to get as much XP and do as many raids or anything like that, but there are lots of amazing sites in New York that you can check that are family friendly, and those are 3 that I would recommend. If you would like more recommendations, of course, let me know in the comments below, and of course, this is for all of you. If you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed, well, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button right now and smash that thumbs up. We got so many more videos to put out before NYC Go Fest. It is creeping up on us. You're not gonna win to miss any, so hit that subscribe button. Let's move on to the next persona, which would be the casual player. I would say this person is interested in checking out New York. Maybe you've never been here before, but you're also, you know, you're down to play some Pokemon. Maybe, again, you're not the most hardcore. You're not going to spend extra Poke Coins on raid passes or anything like that. But you want to check out something cool about New York, and you want to still be able to catch stuff while you're doing so. I would recommend the High Line. The High Line is located on the western bit of Manhattan. It starts just about here at 14th Street. The High Line runs right about here. I think it is marked on the map. Yes, there it is. If I zoomed out, you can see it. Yeah, it's sort of this walking path, basically. But it's an elevated path. What it used to be back in like the 1900s is the train tracks where it would bring in supplies into the city. So these were like you know, industrial train tracks, essentially. Up until about, oh gosh, 10, 15 years ago, maybe less than that, they renovated it, so now these train tracks are these beautiful, like, walkways. And let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. I don't want to tease it entirely for you, but... okay, this is, I mean, like, this shows it. Yeah, this is, like, what it used to be, like, this would be, like, the elevated train tracks, but now they've, you know, put this beautiful, like, flooring down, and you can, like, walk basically from 14th Street, and they just opened a new extension all the way up to 34th Street, Javits Center, Hudson Yards. This area is great, too, if you're into shopping. Maybe you're a casual player who likes to go shop. There's some good restaurants in here, too, a little more, like, higher end, I wouldn't say high end, but like higher end restaurants. It's a highly new renovated area as well. Yeah, if you're interested in a casual day, this is great. This is a great opportunity. Also, there is a viewpoint for the city here, which is called the Edge. And I've been there before. I actually caught one of my mythical Pokemon up there. There's a video for it on my channel. I'll probably link it at the top here for you. But the views are amazing. You do probably want to buy tickets ahead of time because it is tourist season and it'll be kind of packed. But it is a beautiful view. It's pretty amazing. And like I said, the neighborhood is very safe. In terms of Pokestops here, they're still being built out, I think, because like the area is still relatively new, but I think there are a solid amount of Pokestops, solid amount of gyms. You're gonna get good activity. Another opportunity, of course, is to check out Central Park. Just like for the families, it is humongous. Central Park is very big. You can walk a whole ton of it. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is here, American Museum of Natural History. I highly recommend the Natural History Museum. It's kind of my favorite museum in all of New York. The Met is cool too, but the Natural History Museum was really dope. All of them obviously have really great Pokestops and gyms, and all of Central Park pretty much as well. So if you're casual and you want to kind of explore, this is a great option for you as well. Now, I'm going to put this option out there. Someone actually asked me in one of the comments of one of the other videos, like, hey, I might just want to like ride the bus for a little bit. What are the best options there? Well, I have good news for you. Most of these avenues here that go, you know, north to south or, you know, south to north have buses that run like a huge length of Manhattan, which means that you can sit on that bus for a long time, and because it makes so many stops, because there's always traffic, it does move, but it moves slow enough that you can catch stuff, you can spin stops, it counts towards egg hatching. It costs $275. Although the MTA fare is going up to $290 on August 20th, so sorry to everyone that's going to be roaming around the city on Sunday. Another awesome spot that I would recommend, and I know not a lot of people will agree with this, because not a lot of people play up here, but I am very familiar with the Columbia University campus, which lives right over here, and if you look on the map, Randall's Island is here. Columbia University's here. There are buses that go across town that can take you right basically into campus, and campus is amazing. Like I've said it before, college campuses are awesome. There are so many Pokestops, so many gyms, and there are typically lots of college students and professors and administrators and people who just live in the area playing the game as well. And this has like some great spots to just like sit and chill. It has some great views if you're interested in like checking out the college, maybe even for the family if you're interested in checking out the college. Now, what I will say in August is likely that they're going to have their orientation for their college students around then, and like freshmen move in and things like that. So it might be a really busy campus around that time. But I would still recommend it, honestly. It's just so great to walk around there. It's very casual. There are spots that you can like find that you can go inside and like maybe like find a vending machine or like a water bottle station or things like that. And the whole neighborhood also has lots of food options too. So that's my like secret gem. I don't know. One of those days I might probably pop over there. This is not a hard and fast rule, but like basically if you're in Manhattan and you go anywhere below like 125th Street, there's a good chance that you're gonna have some active gyms and Pokestops. Maybe less so in this area. I'm like pretty familiar with it, and like it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you do have to coordinate sometimes with the local communities here, but the closer you get to like Central Park, Times Square, anywhere in between that and like the financial district, you're gonna have really active gyms. So just keep that in mind. Don't get mad if your Pokemon does not stay in the gym longer than like 30 minutes. Even 30 minutes is going to be a long time. Especially that weekend because so many people are going to be playing. So just keep that in mind, but also good to know for when you're trying to do raids, because there's a very good chance, even up to like the last like 2 minutes on a raid timer, you're probably going to get close to full lobbies. Just as a heads up. Hello, Future Mime chiming in here. It is currently August 5th as of the time that I am filming this, which is later than the original footage that you have just seen. I want to give a very quick update because a couple things have happened since I shot that video. First off, Pokemon Go has released the official map for NYC Go Fest activities on Randall's Island, so here it is. The park it's still pretty big. It's just a weird shape where in the middle is like this defunct golf center. So there's no park activities there, but it kind of like goes wrapped right around it and goes down. So it's a decent sized park, honestly, and there are like 2 areas for food trucks. There's the Pokemon Center down below. You see the tents for Instinct and Valor down in the athletic fields, and then you go to the top and you see the Mystic one in Cursed Treasures. There's a community gathering area at the top, notable trainers area at the top, Niantic Center, Niantic Store in the middle, which I've heard from Osaka and London is actually where if you have Wayfair, you can show them your badge. If you have, you know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, you're able to collect different prizes from that. Anyway, all this to say that the map is available. It is available on their website, PokemonGoLive.com, and then you click on the Go Fest area, New York City, event details, I think, event features, and then you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the park map. It was actually very hard to find. It's a really tiny link, but I digress. One other thing I'll mention, too, is I happened to run into one of New York City's top grinder hardcore players today. But anyway, I ran into him by accident today, and he had mentioned he was about to head to Astoria Park to go catch some Pokemon for this event that's currently going on. And I completely forgot to include any bit of, like, Queens in my recommendations. So if you're looking for a casual day, perhaps you're staying in Queens while you're on this trip, Astoria Park is actually pretty decent. There is a good amount of space here, there's a good amount of Pokestops, and you're surrounded by an area that has really, like, solid, authentic food. Greek food, in this particular area, I would say, is quite good. But this park is pretty dope, and it's got also some pretty nice views. So if you're staying in Queens, like, this is a good option as well. Another waterfront area that I might recommend is the Dumbo area, right under the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. Specifically the Brooklyn Bridge. This whole park they've just built out here, and this whole pier situation in Brooklyn Heights is incredible. Lots of Pokestops. In terms of activity, probably not as much as Manhattan, but still solidly active because you're right near the Brooklyn Bridge. Lots of little food options here. Really cool architecture in this area also. Obviously, I would check that out. And the views of the bridges. Yeah, I would check out this area if you are an ambitious player, an ambitious, adventurous trainer, or human. You know, this is a good area I would recommend to check out. Another persona I haven't talked about yet is the hardcore player, is that grinder who is trying to catch as many Pokemon as possible, get as much XP as possible, do as many raids as possible. You've already stopped listening to me at this point, and you are gonna go to Bryant Park. You're gonna go to Bryant Park no matter what I say. So I should probably stop talking. But what I will say is Bryant Park is going to be incredibly packed that weekend. There are so many people coming for NYC Go Fest. Bryant Park is definitively the best place to play if you're looking to grind really hard. The Pokestops and like the gyms that are reachable, like it's hardcore. Like, you can walk around, it's a small enough park that you can do loops, and like the stops regenerate by the time you get back to the loop, but that weekend is going to be so packed, folks. So many of you are already like determined to be at this park. On top of that, it's the summer. There are so many tourists in New York City. Like, so many tourists in New York City. Bryant Park is also a popular place for locals to gather. So many locals. And during the summer, they host, like, movies and stuff on the weekends. So, like, it's gonna be so packed. Y'all are gonna be, like, wall-to-wall of people. And that sounds super uncomfortable to me. I don't know about y'all. But what I would recommend, truthfully, is maybe you're gonna go there anyway. Fine. You can do a walkthrough. Like, you can walk through the park and you can decide it, or you can walk by the park and decide, is it too crowded? Is it too chaotic? And maybe that's not really the vibe that I'm trying to feel uncomfortable this whole weekend, when GoFest is supposed to be fun. Then I would recommend going elsewhere. If I were a hardcore grinder in the game and I was thinking about places to go for the weekend, I would just wander. I would start at Central Park, and I would make my way downtown, and I would just start wandering all the way down to the financial district. You can see so many things, you're going to be able to spin so many stops, battle in so many gyms, do so many raids. Like, frankly, it's going to be awesome, no matter where you go in Manhattan. So don't feel that you're gonna have to glue yourself to Bryant Park just because you've heard it's amazing. Let me know in the comments below if there are any other, maybe, personas of Pokemon Go trainers that I have not mentioned and you would like me to talk about. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and smash that thumbs up. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye!